Hey Charlie, how are you, mate? I hope you're well. I was just wondering if you had time to please look at a potential scalping indicator for Aaron and I, and we're happy to pay you, mate, so please don't be shy. Like, I don't want you to think we're taking advantage of your time. So just let us know, what you prefer in terms of like payment, if you like crypto or bank transfer, and we're more than happy to, pay you. I just wanted to show you what I'm thinking, and I'll just first like look at the current overlay indicator. So I've been using it just still for swing trading, which you can see is absolutely beautiful. It's perfect. Look at that long alert on EA. Aaron and I are getting payouts on our swing trading account for FTMO, so that's pretty chill. I am struggling a bit with the scalping, so we're trying to have tighter stops with the scalping, and obviously we have got settings to get the scalping right with the overlay indicator, but I wanted to do a completely separate indicator just for scalping, and I'll talk you through that, mate, because I want to buy a top step account and really go ham with it. So you can see I've got all these markups here. So again, swing trading, perfect, and I don't want to change the swing trading overlay. I'll just take you through these rules over here, hopefully not overwhelming you. So rules that I want for the scalp trading, like a scalp trading overlay, is for long alerts, I would like the 1 hour VWAP to be less than 0. Okay, I'll just go to the 1 hour to show you. Basically, I've demarcated when the 1 hour, and sorry, this is at the start of each new day, it needs to reset. Price doesn't have to be above or below the daily open, but just at the start of each new day, these rules need to reset because we're scalping, so we want to look for scalps at least once per day, potentially. So you can see at the start of the day, on this day, 1 hour VWAP is less than 0. The 10-minute blue wave, I've also boxed off less than 0 over here. 10-minute blue wave is less than -30, so it's below -30 over here in this white box, and in this white box, this one, it's below, but it's not less than -30. All right, and we want to be entering these scalp trades on the 3-minute time frame. So I guess this is where the rules get a little bit more maybe complicated. I don't think so. I tried to code it on with AI, but the AI is very ugly, not as sexy as your indicators, as you know. So I just zoom in for you. If you are getting a 3-minute bullish candle needs to body close above the high of the most recent bearish candle. So I'll just stretch this box out. So you can see over here, this candle is body closing above the high of the most recent bearish candle. All right, I try to code this, so I'm just going to go backwards and show you. It's going to be very ugly. Hopefully it's, we can make sense of it, and the label's also floating all over the place, but you can see it's looking at those conditions, right? So and it's printing multiple times, which I don't want, and this label would correspond with when this candle body closes over the high of the most recent bearish candle, you get the long alerting. The thing is, with the longs, it should not keep printing if price is ascending, only if price is descending. So basically this second long and this third long should not be printing, because of course these candles are also body closing above this red candle, but that's redundant. We've already had this blue candle body closing above that one, so we don't need to keep getting told that that is the bottom wick that needs to be scalped. I'll explain it better with some other examples. I'm just going to exit bar replay quickly. So just going back a little bit more, you can see here where the 10-minute wave was not less than -30, nothing's printing. That's fabulous, right? So I'm just going to get rid of that box over there. So here is what I mean when I'm saying that. Let me just actually get rid of the swing trading overlay indicator. Up until a certain point in time, that was the lowest price level for the day, and we body closed over that, right? So basically this long and this long label here, all of these longs over here should not be printing, because that is still the lowest price point at that time for the day. You'd have your long alert there, but only once that gets broken and we're going deeper than that price point should longs start printing again. And you'll only have one printing because these two are ascending. This one's deeper, and then again, you know, only when price breaks that and goes deeper yet again do you want the first one to print. So each time price goes deeper for longs, should you apply this rule, right? Basically only when it's descending. So 3-minute bullish candle to body close above the high, basically the top wick of the most recent bearish candle. And yep, I'll show you some really good examples where it's very clean and it tidies things up a lot. And I'll show you the short example quickly as well. All right, so we're on gold futures chart. You can see again, if we're swing trading, it's absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Look at that entry. Top wick for swing trading, easy entry, 1 alert per day. But for scalp trading, I want to get really tight stops, you know, and not be stupid with it, I suppose. So I'm just going to go look at our rules. Are obviously the inverse for shorts. We want the 1 hour VWAP to be above 0, greater than 0. 1 hour VWAP over here between these two ranges is greater than 0, and that is where our swing trading alert come in. And then the 10-minute wave needs to be, the blue wave, the fast wave, needs to be above 30. So you can see this one is not greater than 30. We ignore it. This one's above 30. This one's above 30. And I've ignored these ones because you can see that the price is not higher than the highest price for the day. Right, at the start of the day, this was the highest price point, and then later on in the day, which we couldn't have known at the time, that was going to be your new highest price point. So 1 hour is met, 10-minute is met, then we're starting to look for the 3-minute. All right, so we'll go down to the 3-minute time frame. Let me just scrunch my screen. I'm just going to bar replay to this first entry, and then I'm going to chuck this horrendous AI indicator on just to give you an idea. Right, so you can see it's inverse, like I say. So 3-minute bearish body has to close below the low of the most recent bullish candle, right? And so basically you need a bearish body to close underneath the bottom wick of the most recent bullish candle. So that is the only alert that should be printing here, because price starts to descend after that. We don't want shorts to continue to print if price is descending. We don't want that. None of these bullish candles made a higher price than this candle. So that is literally the only alert that you would have gotten, you know, at that time. And then, so let's just say, right, we're scalping that. And then later on in the day, over here somewhere, price makes a new high because we're shorting. That's the only time we want to look for shorts. Let's just go out of the bar replay. Let me just go back into it. Come back over here. So we can zoom in. Alright. And you can see. Okay, let me just stretch my screen so we can actually see those highs. So this wick over here becomes your new high for the day. You get, let me just delete that now. You get this body closing underneath the low. It didn't have a bottom wick, right? Closing underneath the low of the most recent bullish candle, putting a new high. That is the only short label, besides the one at the beginning of the day, that should be printing because price made a new high. Sorry, that's enormous. Let's just get that all the way down. Right. None of these should print because none of these wicks were higher than that price. And that's it. There is no other alert that should have pinged on this day. And then when the new day starts, everything resets, right? So let's just now zoom out. I'm just going to tidy the screen up, right? Let's just get rid of this because it's looking grotesque. But that's it. This day, you only have those two alerts. So, I mean, who wouldn't be happy with a 6 anyway, or whatever the hell you were targeting, even if you were targeting those lows? Your scalp trading, nice 4. And this is just, you know, filthy. Like, it just goes, right? I mean, that's crazy. No one's going to hold that position, but that's not the point, right? I just need to be able to trade decent R intraday for scalping with very tight stops, because they force you to close at the end of the session. As you know, when New York closes, I have to close my positions. With swing trading, I can hold over multiple days to try and get 3R, 3.5. I'm just struggling with scalping at the moment to do that. So, bro, I think the rules for this are incredible. And yeah, hopefully I've explained it well enough. Let me show you on EA another example where, because I've showed you gold, this was also a swing trade. This was a swing entry, but just with a fatter stop. And the long that I showed you on EA, that was also a swing entry with a fat stop. But I just want to show you one where, okay, here, this one, go all the way back to this day. This wouldn't have been a swing entry because I'm also only looking on the second and the third candle after a TPM turning point candle for swing trading. And you can see my rules are not met for this top wick, right? The 1 hour is not at or above 0 for swing trading. The 30-minute is not on the opposite side of 0. It's maybe kind of at 0, but you need it to be above, you know, to swing trade and above the open. But now look at the rules for the scalp trade, right? I'm just going to go all the way back here. The rules for the scalp trade intraday were met for that candle. So 1 hour, right? The VWAP is positive. That's above 0 at the start of the new day. The 10-minute fast wave is greater than 30. And then 3-minute, we're basically looking for a bearish, not a bearish engulfing, because it can be the second candle. You can see that this candle, the first one, did not body close under the low of the bullish candle that made the price high. So that was the price high for the day at that time. Because we're intra-bar on the daily, we don't know if there's going to be a new price high, right? I mean, price could have done that, and then you're looking for, you know, a new condition on the 3-minute. So let me just turn on this filthy indicator. Right, there it is. So this was the bearish candle that body closed under the bottom wick of the bullish candle that created the price high. So that is your short entry for that day. If you're scalping intraday, these labels should never have printed because price is descending. None of these blue candles made a higher price than this candle. Ignore them. This should not print. Ignore it. And obviously, you know, we can filter bullish or bearish. Let us toggle whether we're looking only for shorts or only for longs on the higher time frame. But now that that's in, let me zoom out. Let me get rid of this. Turn that off. Fix everything up. Let me stretch it out so we can just pull it that way. And like I said, I mean, we would never have gotten the swing trading alert for that, which is fair enough because the conditions are what they are for swing trading. I'm not going to change it because they're exceptional. as you saw on the long example and the other short example with gold. But bro, for scalping, intraday, look at that. I mean, that's, you know, you get one alert, that's pretty crazy. So it just keeps going. So that's an example where there was no swing alert, but you could have scalped that candle. You know, that's ridiculous. You probably don't hold it for that, but yeah, mate, I just want to know, and I'm sorry if this is a long video, but like I said, please don't be shy. Like, please tell us what your hourly rate is. Please tell us how you prefer payment. I just want a scalping indicator completely separate to the swing trading overlay indicator, because I'm just using the overlay like now mostly just for swing trading. I think the rules for this are really good. I love it. And you know, I think a lot of people would also benefit from the scalping indicator, and to keep them separate, because people ask a lot of questions, and you know, I think it'll be valuable for them. Maybe if you can still put a bias toggle in, and if the most recent TPM is bearish, on the open of each unique day, to only look for shorts, because you could see that the longs were printing as we were pushing price down. So, you know, maybe still having that toggle where we're only looking for shorts at the start of each new day. I don't necessarily need price to be above or below the open for longs or shorts. I mean, we could have that as a potential filter to toggle if the user wants to do that as well. So yeah, mate, look, anyway, I appreciate your time, and just let me know how you feel about it, or if you've got any questions. Thanks.